Joining us with the detail is Lisa Seftel. She's Executive Director at Nedlac. Lisa, thanks very much. This, I have to say, is controversial. Was it unanimous?
Let me say that I wouldn't say that it was 100% unanimous, but I think the social parties at Nedlac, organised business, labour, community and government, recognise that something more has to happen to shift the dial to get vaccinations rates much higher so that there doesn't have to be lockdowns and that our economy can recover. And for that, there needs to be a range of incentives and disincentives, even though the social partners have worked very hard to promote and mobilize for vaccinations.
Yeah. Who was less enthusiastic in supporting this?
I think that there are anxieties from the side of certain trade unions and organized labor, because I think for them, they are worried that if people do not want to get vaccinated, they may lose their jobs. And as you know, the issue of job security and unemployment is a very stressful issue for trade unions.
Yeah. I'm arguing like a layperson who's also a worker, and I am saying it does sound to me like the case for vaccination is, how do we put it? I think we can say a slam dunk, because if you are coming into a working environment where everyone is vaccinated and you are not vaccinated, and there's every possibility that you could come in and vaccinate larger groups of workers, you are endangering not only your job, but everybody's job. Would you agree?
Yes, I think that is the argument from organized business, is that an unvaccinated person in a workplace puts vaccinated workers at risk, puts him or herself at risk, as well as third parties who may come into a workplace like clients.
I'm looking here at a headline which says that the Minister for Labour, Tulas Nxesi, says that mandatory policies will depend on risk assessments. Does that suggest that there's still some leeway for those who do not agree with this to still find some way of avoiding being vaccinated?
Well, yes, that's the approach of the Occupational Health and Safety Direction, which is issued by his department. What is required in that direction is that an employer needs to conduct a risk assessment, looking at both the nature of the work, also at the nature of the employees that may be there, and then be able to make a decision about how do you make your workplace safe. And it may require everybody to be vaccinated. If it's possible that people are isolated or working from home, then it may not require that that person needs to be vaccinated. And the direction also provides for employers to look at reasonable accommodation. So it could be that somebody doesn't want to be vaccinated but can work from home or can work in complete isolation in an office, and then that person does not have to be subjected to mandatory vaccination. There's also provision in the direction, for example, for counseling and for the employer to support and assist that person to get vaccinated, for example, transport to a vaccination site.
Yeah. What was the position taken on a worker who doesn't want to vaccinate but has to be in the office for them to be able to work?
Okay, so remember that what was being discussed is, in principle, how there should be, the Occupational Health and Safety Direction should be regulated. Still subject for discussion in Nedlac are details such as the one that you have now identified.
Yeah. What is legal opinion on it? Did you guys try to sound out some clever people, you know, these guys who work long hours and charge a lot?
Let me just say that as Nedlac, we have not, as the institution, gone for a legal opinion and given anybody some more money. But I understand the different constituencies at Nedlac. For example, BUSA, have, or some of the business associations or even companies, they may have gone for legal opinions.
Yeah. So I just wanted to say to you, Lisa, there's every possibility that your organization is going to be inundated by aggrieved parties, considering the fact that we are sitting with a matter that has not been conclusively decided by the courts. Are you ready for that influx?
Well, I don't know about aggrieved parties. There might also be um, there might also be welcoming parties as well.
Okay.
Yes, there is a robust debate, and I think that debate is particularly happening within organized labor, within organized business, possibly also within government. And what Nedlac does is bring everybody together, and hopefully, when the parties come together at Nedlac to finalize this amended OHS direction, that there will be sufficient consensus for us to move forward, and that they would have done canvassing
Yeah.
and persuasion
Yeah.
and whatever else they still
Final,
need to do.
final question. Was it heated?
So let me just say that the summit today was not heated because really it was a report back and a reflection on a number of issues that that Nedlac has been involved with. The discussions in Nedlac are robust, but I would say that there is a high degree of consensus on the need to tackle the COVID pandemic, that there shouldn't be more lockdowns, and that we need to recover our economy.
Are you saying it wasn't the most robust discussion you've had? There were other thornier issues that have dealt with in the past.
Of course, there are thornier issues that happen in Nedlac. On this issue, against this common threat of this COVID pandemic, there is a lot of consensus.